Alright, so if you were lucky enough to get to answer these questions, the first one is what NEC article do we have to reference in order to determine the amount of free conductor coming out of a box? The second one is what NEC reference tells us that we can bore holes through our framing members. This represents a 2x4 and I have a hole drilled in the second of it, in the center of it. And then the last one here is this 2x4. I've removed this little notch and the cable's installed. Can I do that? And if so, tell me which code article would allow that or the code article that would not allow that to happen. This slide has some receptacle boxes on it, and there's 4 questions on this slide, and some of you are going to work on this one. So the first question, are there different spacing requirements in a kitchen? And if so, what code article? So we need to know a code article for that. This one, what is the shortest wall space that needs to have a receptacle installed on it? So is there a minimum wall length that has to have a receptacle? This is always kind of the tricky one. These boxes, if this represented one wall in a house, how often do we have to have those boxes spaced out? So what's the minimum requirement for that? And then this last question here, what rooms need to have a receptacle? Does every room have to have a receptacle? Do some not need receptacles? What code article tells us that information? This might be the easiest slide to answer. We've covered some of this already, but where should I install the staples? So I've got this run of cable here. So where do I put staples along that run of cable? How do I know where to install the staples? So that's going to be a code reference. So that's going to come to us from the NEC. So give us a NEC article on that. The question in red, when I pass through a hole, so this red cable here passes through a hole, is that considered to be supported? If so, tell me the code article for that one. And then the last one is how much jacket am I going to have inside of that box?